realize, totally didn't realize how close to 6 o'clock. I thought I had more minutes in between the premiere and the live show. Convince me, Mike. I'm going to buy that Harbor Freight lathe. Yeah, that a guy. Just get spinning. Get spinning. I mean, part of the wasn't really a tool shootout, obviously. It was more of a like, you can live here just fine, but living here is nicer kind of video. I don't know if it's of value for anybody, but I mean, it is what it is. It's what I made. Stupid tripod. Oh, just people. Bennett's here. He doesn't have much. No, it was sweaty when I took the picture. It's still the same. Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's going to be of value for anybody, but I kind of just wanted to. I guess I wanted to make a point to say that, like, this is a perfectly fine place to be, but this is what is better about going up to the next tier. So, whatever. It's the video that I made, and how's everybody doing this week? I am exhausted. Last week I was hoping that this show tonight I would be making boxes out of all this yellow cedar. No, it's all milled up, ready to start making boxes out of. But I had a long, hot, busy day on my feet. I was teaching today over on Quadra Island, and I was teaching 30-ish people a painting on a campsite outside in about 33-ish Celsius degrees. I don't know what that is for my American friends, but like low 90s, which is hot for here. It's hot-ish for here. And on my feet, running. I need more paint. So, could be like the guy who bought my old lathe. This was the third one he was buying, he said. Well, I have bought 3 personally. 4. The Mastercraft, the Laguna, the Steel City granite thing that's over there. So 3 I have bought personally. I bought the one for the Rikon for the shop, so I technically didn't buy it. But and then news. I have committed to purchasing another lathe. If you were here last week, you may remember our new friend Brandon, who took my class 2 weeks ago, my bowl turning class, to try to get his gouge technique a little more clean and see what he was doing wrong. And he pulled the trigger on a 1216, a Laguna 1216. And I said to him, let me know if you want to get rid of that Nova Comet 2 And so he does, and I'm buying it. I'm going to get rid of the Steel City. The Steel City granite lathe was a good idea. No, it was an idea, but I'm going to turn that one over to somebody else. Hopefully for what I paid for it, or close to that. And I'm going to either put the Nova over there or put the Nova at the shop and bring my Laguna back over here. We need to send you a Beaver lathe. Yeah, that's what we need. That is absolutely what we need. Does it have a chuck? The Nova? Yes, it does. The Nova Comet 2, a Nova lathe chuck with the standard jaws, an extra set of whatever they call theirs, the jumbo jaws. Not sure what Nova calls theirs. One Way calls them jumbo jaws with the little rubber grippies. Hey, Tyler Peterson, you left before you could answer the question last week. What movie were you going to see? We were debating. We weren't debating, but there was some discussion about what you were going to go see in theater, because I don't know if there's anything good. Quiet Place. I don't know what that is. Is that a Jake Gyllenhaal? Because that's how the discussion started. Actually, it was like, I think Bennett said, like, maybe he's going to see the new Jake Gyllenhaal movie and he's embarrassed. And then I defended Jake Gyllenhaal. I said, like, he's a good actor. I picked up a set for my Chuck. Oh, the jumbos? The little rubber ones? I have the One Way set that I still have not unboxed and tried. And now I'm going to have the Nova version of that as well. It's like these aliens come to Earth and they're attracted to sound, so you have to be quiet. Oh, it's like when the velociraptors can't see you if you don't move. I did say that. Did he go see it, or did you? No, he just pay attention, Bennett. He went to see Quiet Place, Aliens. Jim from The Office. Oh, I like that guy too. What's his actual fucking name? He was Reed Richards. He got to be Reed Richards in the MCU for like a minute. No way, it's still in the box. I know that's shocking. That's a shocking revelation that my jumbo jaws are still in the box over there with my cabinet scraper, and that's what he said. Hey-oh! Not really. Was he the Reed Richards that Scarlet Witch killed? Yes, he was. In like alternate universe Fantastic Four, the Council. That's right. It was the multiverse of madness. Doctor Strange 2. Sometimes the MCU blends together a little bit for me, but I think it was Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. He was Reed Richards. This movie was day one of when the aliens come to Earth. Oh, so it was like Independence Day? The Will Smith fighting the aliens? Except they had to be quiet. Was it good? Just tell us, like, okay, out of 10. I don't know if we even trust your opinion, but what would you say out of 10 for silent, quiet, or whatever it's called? Quiet Place with Jim Halpert. Quiet, that's what they should have called it. Quiet Place starring Jim Halpert. Does he ever look at the camera and go, they should have absolutely put that in just one time where he just like, he's doing his thing and he's being quiet. Maybe he's got a gun or something and he's going along and he just looks at the camera and goes, and then back to his thing. 6.5. That's, out of all the movies, that's pretty good, I guess. That's a pass. Oh, I remembered only 12 minutes in to go to live chat. It'll make moving them out easier on the 2026 shop rental. Who can tell what the future holds? He wasn't in this one, but he's in the first one and wrote and directed the second. What? Jim wasn't in? I thought you said it was Jim. What are you even talking about? There was a cat called Frodo. Did you spell that wrong? Because Frodo's name is with a D. This is the third of a series of Jim Halpert battling aliens? Okay. This is all news to me. I didn't know there was a trifecta of Jim fighting aliens movies. But what do you mean he wasn't in it? We are 6/12 of the way through the year. You could also, I don't know, I'm not a math guy, but that's also referred to as half. You can, numerator, denominator, denominator, numerator. It's been a long time. Numerator, denominator, I think. 6/12 can come down and be 1/2. Same with like 2/4 is also a half. Anyway. Resolution update. Okay. Penel's always on me about how the resolutions are going. So, not a ton of update over 5/12. But let's see where we're at. Somebody's going to help me with math though. So, we've got Make complete 3-stringed instruments. I am approximately 60%, 20%. Get a new pen. So 60, 20 is 140 out of 300. Let's round that up and say that resolution is at 50%. Okay, just for simplicity, ease of math. Resolution 1 is at 50%, 50% of the way through the year. Okay? Sure. It's the first 0. Wait, 60% isn't a goal, so the guitars don't count until they're complete. Well, obviously, the end of the year. Well, then, I mean, we can just say I'm 0% of the way through my resolutions because none of them have been accomplished. We can just leave it at that if you want. I think it's more fun this way. Because we're looking for progress. Half of that resolution is complete halfway through the year. Uh, 45. Okay, all right. 45, sure. 45% on resolution number 1. Resolution number 2 is 2 significant pieces of furniture. Which one are you 20% done? I'm over projecting how much I'm done on dusk because the neck is laminated and shaped. It just needs fretboard and final shaping. Maybe not 20%, but I'm rounding things. Significant pieces of furniture. I am, let's say, halfway through. I would say over halfway through 1. No, maybe not. Halfway through 1. And if shop stool is the second, I'm halfway through 2. So 50% ish for resolution number 2. Let's just say that. You were halfway through the stool a year ago. So I had started on the guitars that I'm working on right now like 7 years ago. It's irrelevant. Resolution number 3. Charity community build. I'm 0% done. That was easy. Resolution number 4 is shop reno. I have purchased everything required for the shop reno. That is not a huge percentage of the process. 10%? Resolution number 5. Look at the good things in the world. Appreciate the good around us instead of the bad. 100%. Okay, so 45, 50, 0, 10, 100. That's not very good. 110, 160, 205 out of 500. So I'm not quite, that's not that bad. 205 out of over 500. 205 is the numerator. 500 is the denominator. So I'm under halfway done the resolutions, but not by a ton. Let's just round it all down and say I'm 2/5 of the way through the resolutions, halfway through the year. Or 4/10. 40%. Let's say I'm 40% through the resolutions. 50% of the way through the year. What was number 4 again? Number 4 was shop rental. Here. I gave myself 10% because I have everything required to do it. It's generous to give myself 10% on that, but $41.33. Hey, that's better than I said. Oh, my shop smells better than your shop. Just saying. My shop still smells of rich yellow cedar. I hooked the big guy dust collector up to my planer when I was running all these through. Filled my bag. But it was super nice. I think having dust collection on your tools is pretty awesome. This should not be news, but damn, was it nice to have those chips just going away. Did you look at the broken dust collector yet? Hold on. Yep. Just now, I looked at it. I can look at it again if you want. There it is. No, I had a busy week. I didn't, other than firing all this yellow cedar through the planer, I didn't do much out here. Well, the planer, jointer, table saw. I've got a couple of nice stacks of yellow cedar boards all ready. To be made into boxes. Probably those 3 chunks of yellow cedar are probably going to make me, I don't know, $800 worth of little boxes for Christmas market. Not gonna guarantee that I'm gonna sell them all and make $800 off them, but probably get maybe not quite $750. I'll probably get 10 boxes out of this batch of yellow cedar and probably sell them for 75 each, give or take. Still broken. Yep, sure. My shop smells good today also. Routing the cedar strat. Okay, yeah, our shops probably smell similar. Except I didn't have to have the loud whine of a router to make that happen. Man, a router, I think routers are the most obnoxious of the shop sounds. Like, they might not be the loudest decibel wise. They might be. But just the sound of a router is, I think, the most obnoxious sound of all the shop tools. What do you guys think? Is there a more, like, is there a worse shop sound from a tool? Okay, from a tool. Because the worst shop sound is like the noise that someone makes when they cut themselves. But tool noise, I think it's got to be router, right? You've got 3,000 multi-tools take that crown? Well, I don't know what that is. Buddy of mine got his finger hit by a router on Thursday. Okay. No. I'm guessing no. He didn't get his finger hit by a router. If so, why was his... No, he hit his finger with a router. He didn't get his finger hit by a router. Because what? There's somebody like running around in the streets with a router and he's like attacking people or something? Like, got a free palm router yesterday. Like, I needed another one. Local store had a draw. Oh, look at that. Paul won another router. What kind? You can put it in the box and send it up to me. Just put it in the box that's coming my way. I love palm router. If I could just have an army of palm routers that all have a different bit in them, and I could just grab, instead of swapping bits out, if I could just have literally like infantry, that's what they're called, the lineup of military dudes, I'd just have an infantry or a regiment. Nope, regiment. 5 or 6 palm routers, got a roundover, a chamfer, a pattern bit, a 1/4 inch spiral bit. That'd be it. Just 4 of them just sitting there set up permanently. He was kind enough to send me a video of the aftermath. I still think he didn't get hit by a router. Some Chinese brand. Looks like a Makita and has a weird base that angles. Is it the... so it looks like Makita. The color scheme is like Makita. So it's probably... I think I know the brand. They tried to approach me for a, do you want some tools? they sent me an email with like, do you want some tools? And I was like, no. I'll look it up. I don't remember. A platoon of plunge routers. That's right. I wish I could remember the name of that brand. It was like, hey, look at our selection of tools. Are you interested in having us send you some? And first of all, I was like skeptical because like what's involved in this like business opportunity. But second of all, I was like, no, these are all going to be shit. And I don't want to have to, I don't want to have to be conflicted about like, these guys sent me these for free, but they're shit. Like, that's a hard thing to say. So I would have to be like, this company reached out and wanted to send me some of these tools. And I would have had to say something like, I guess they're okay. Like, if you can get them to send them to you for free, but don't pay very much money for them or something, like that's a weird, I didn't want to have to, morally, I didn't want to have to like bash a company that sent me free tools. Years ago, we'd get this tractor trailer that would show up in shopping plaza parking lots. Cummins tool truck. They sold Chinese knockoffs. Oh, okay. It's made by Zewer. Okay, that's not the company, but it's probably the same plant. Maybe fire me a Facebook message after the show if you remember and be like, look up the company that, because I'll search my inbox and be like, yeah. They were not really Makita colored, but like off festool colored, like green and black, but a bad green. Like almost Makita green. It's more of a turquoise. Anyway, I just didn't want to have garbage tools. So I said no. Well, I didn't say anything. I just didn't respond. Oh. My back hurts. Old man complains about back pain. Me. Anybody seen any Australians? I haven't seen any Australians yet. Phone's fully charged. So we can go for as long as we want. No, Doctor says he needs a bacchiotomy. The doctors did say that years ago. Were you? No, because you don't show up 90% of the time. So you probably haven't heard the story about how the doctors were talking to me about a bacchiotomy. Because you're a bad friend. Old man yells at cloud. Variable speed up to 300k RPM. Oh, quarter bits. Quarter bits are fine for most of what you're gonna do. Eric was here before the video went live. Oh, so now he's lost over watching the premiere, like having a chat over there with himself. Serious case of lumbago. You know what? I'm not going to go over it again. Okay. Yes, I am. I was told 20, yeah, about 20 years ago. Little more than 20 years ago. No, little less than 20 years ago. So let's say 18. Approximately 18.4 years ago, I was told we can do an operation that um, might get rid of your chronic back pain. There are three possible outcomes to this operation. It could do nothing. It's a spinal operation. It could not help at all. It could fix the problem, or it could permanently paralyze you from the waist down. So, I thought I have a 33% chance of it getting better, but also a 33% chance of not walking again. Or it could maybe not do anything. No, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think I should take those odds. Len's handcrafted wooden signs. Hello, my friend. I don't like those odds. Yeah, I don't like those odds either. I didn't like those odds at the time. And I mean, maybe technology or whatever. I mean, it's been 20 years, so maybe there's a different something that they could look at doing. But as I've kind of just gotten used to over the last 20 plus years, I live in a little bit of pain, back pain all the time. And then sometimes it's worse. And then sometimes it's normal amounts of back pain for me. When it's fine, there's still like a lingering throb, but my brain has just normalized that. When I broke my neck, I was told I had a 70% chance of never walking again. Year and a half to prove them wrong. Damn right. And a Purple Heart cane, I think. Wait, that was knee surgery. Oh, my mom is now fully back operational, like doing stairs and everything after her robot knee got put in. That's cool. I don't have to go do paper route with Boy anymore. Nana's back doing it, so that's good. She's starting pool therapy this week, I believe, and is on the list to have her other one done whenever where she gets to the top of the list. So she's gonna have 2 robot knees. They think it'll be about another 10 months or so before she gets to the top of the list for the next one. That's good. Did she get all the flex range back? I don't know that many details. But at this point, she's back doing the full set of stairs at her house and walking the paper route with Boy. So she was ahead of schedule in her rehab by at least 2 weeks. They shut down her visits at least 2 weeks early and said, like, you don't need to keep coming back. You're in a better place than you should be. Tell her congrats. I will do so. I'll say my friend Paul says good work on the knee. He wants to know what percentage of motion. Can you imagine? My friend Paul would like to know whether he was better at knee replacement than you. Can you tell me what percentage of flexibility you have, please? And also, we're in Canada, so it was free. Settle down. It was funny. Oh, speaking of these things that I keep picking up, we're not speaking of them at all. I have two. We don't check our mail often enough. I have two. I shouldn't hold them up that way because fucking Shannon Rogers should send him a message and be like, could you stop putting my phone number on the mail that you send me? That'd be cool. Anyway, I have two new Lumber Industry Update Shannon Rogers stickers. Paul's veteran, so it could have been free. Well, free is a... What's that? Freedom isn't free. Whatever. My entire procedure, including surgery and MRIs, was $1,000 out of pocket. Everything else was covered. Nice. My mom's was $0, and they even like loaned her like walkers and they go in the armpit. Why is that word gone? Where you got a handle? They're made out of wood. Actually, they're made out of metal if they're medical. Crutches. There you go. Like, God. Yeah, they just give it to her. They're like, please, can we have it back after? Then they just like trust you to bring it back. Wheelchair? No, she never did have to wheelchair, but she did have a walker that had at least front wheels. All right, Shannon. I don't know what month this is for because I have two of them. The monthly wood of the month. That's a shit way to say that. Shannon's Lumber Industry Update wood of the month for one of the months is hemlock. We have that around here. That's one of our shit softwoods that we have. Just over there. White wood with even grain striped appearance due to early late growth contrast. I mean, come on. It's basically pine, isn't it? 500 to 680 pounds. MOR of 11.3. MOE is 1 million, but tangential 7.8, radial 4.2. Moves a lot. It's going to cup on you. 1.9 TR ratio is, yeah, it's not great. Oh, it's light. Did I miss this podcast? About him talking about hemlock? Because why would he make this a species of the month? Isn't this garbage? I'm going to have to go back into the Lumber Industry Update podcast and see if I missed this one, because he has to have a reason that he has made this a species of the month. Common uses. Pallets is the first one. Construction lumber, siding in CVG, grit, thermally modified exterior products. Okay, so I'm going to listen. I got to go find the podcast where he talks about making this one of his featured species, because this is garbage. So he must have been making a point about how we think of this as garbage, but it does have some good uses, and here is what they are. Maybe we should appreciate this wood a little more than we do. Because, no. Yeah. Okay. Second of the Shannon Lumber Industry Update stickers. Because I don't go check the mail often enough. Hopefully this one's better than Hemlock. American Hornbeam. Heyo. Carpinus caroliniana. There we go. Creamy to brown with indistinguishable grain. Sapwood is thick, comprising all of the board sometimes, and nearly white. Can be spalted. TR ratio of 2. This moves more than Hemlock. 11.4 to 5.7 movement. Heavy-ish. Hard-ish. Not significantly. Strong-ish. It pretty, I would say it seems like kind of a beech. Birchish. So like maple-ish style of wood. American Hornbeam. Based on its numbers. Diffuse porous with a lot of tiny pores arranged in diagonal groupings. Parenchyma, also diagonal bands, raised tiny to invisible, can be great. It sounds like a maple. Common uses: wheels. People making a bunch of wooden wheels these days. Handles. Okay, tool handles, turnings. Firewood is one of the frequent common uses for American Hornbeam listed here. It's frequently used as firewood. Alternative species: hard maple, boxwood, birch. Okay. So pretty close. There we go. Couple more stickers. Did you ever turn that mammoth Paul scent? The mammoth tusk? I have not. He fears the mammoth. It's not that I fear the mammoth. It's that it got here right before I started turning classes. And then when I started turning classes, I'm going to be honest, when I started teaching turning classes, I lost a lot of enthusiasm for turning for fun. Because when you're teaching turning, when you're teaching any, it's like the mechanics who have shit cars because they're working on cars all day at work. They don't want to come home and work on cars. It's not to that extent. Like, it's not like I'm turning classes all day every day, but I get my turning fill during turning classes. So when I get back here to the shop, it's not really what I want to do. I should, though. I did so much that he took his lathe to the shop. I mean, it's part of it. Maybe when I get the Nova, when I get Brandon's Nova, and then either bring it here to replace the Steel City, or bring the Laguna back and have like a properly operating lathe that I'm comfortable with back here. I could maybe turn a little more often here. I need beer and smokerette. Just plug your nose because it smells way worse than antler. I still haven't turned antler either. Does it smell worse than Peruvian walnut? Probably. That stuff is horrid. What did I call that? I was trying to. It said that it was like a rhinoceros had eaten a hockey bag of like sweaty hockey equipment and then shit it out, and it was like that was the smell of the Peruvian walnut that I was turning. Here. Oh, let's do. Okay, before I do Smokerette, let's do. Mike's never tried this beer before. This week, unfortunately, when I was setting up for the show, I knocked it off my bench and it's got some dings in it. May or may not affect the flavor. It should have been sitting long enough now that it's not going to be all shaky. But it's not. It doesn't sit nice on the bench anymore. This is the Mike's never had this beer before. Doesn't have almost any English on it at all. Kozel Velkapapavisky. Velkapapavisky. Kozel Velkapapalivsky. Premium lager. Product of the Czech Republic. 4.6% alcohol by volume. It's got a goat drinking a beer. I like it. I do like the goat. He looks like he's taking life seriously, but he's got some break time. He's like pretty serious goat that's enjoying his after work beer. Actually, it looks like he's had a hard day at work and he's just relaxing with a nice pint of Kozel Velkapapapagivsky. Apparently, it's authentic Czech taste. It tastes like the Czech Republic. All right, let's go. Kozel Velkapapapagivsky. I guess it's I can't confirm or deny that it's authentic Czech taste, but it's not gross. Like, it doesn't hit you in the throat like the last couple did. Oh, remember the Madry Exceptional or whatever it was? This is a significant improvement over that. It is a light lager flavor, but it does have some hints of depth to it that are not unpleasant, but also not really my thing. It's better than anything Molson makes. And I do like trying to pronounce it. Velkapapapvisky. And I enjoy the goat. I like that they didn't give him hands. Like, he has to hold it between his knees, essentially. I like they didn't like anthropomorphize him and give him hands. Yeah, Kozel Velkapapagivsky is a not unpleasant lager from the Czech Republic. Yeah. I wouldn't put it in the top 20%. It's probably in the top 30%. Is it in the top 30% of beers I've ever tried? But probably somewhere in there. I would say it gets a 7 point. It gets a 6.8. This is the Jim Halpert fights the aliens of beer. But I can't say that. I haven't seen that movie. It's pretty okay. It's above mediocre. And it is a marked improvement over the last few Mike's Never Had This Beer Before segments. Velkopaviki. Oh, it's got an accent over the Y. I don't know how to do that. Velkopaviki. Kozel means male goat. The rest is the town it's from. So it's from the town Velkopaviki. Here we go. Kozel Premium Lager has a smoothly bitter taste, soft malt and hop scent. It sparkles perfectly. I'm going to need where you got this from. Beer is highly malted and considered an excellent lager both at home and abroad. Is that from the Kozel website? I don't necessarily disagree. I would say it does have a smoothly bitter taste, a soft malt and hop scent. I didn't smell it, but it's pretty good. It's pretty okay. I almost said it's pretty good, but I would say it's pretty okay. A urine-gasm. Oh, that's what I want to have. 15 ml almond extract. No. 22 ml coffee syrup. 22 ml Bailey's Irish cream. 18 ml fresh urine. Pour the ingredients into a cocktail shaker filled with ice, shake well, and strain into a glass. That sounds like, why would you say that out loud? I don't want that. This is above mediocre, entering the realm of pretty okay. So, ready for the commercial? Here's the commercial. I mean, that was the commercial. It was like 9 minutes long, but Kozel Velkopaviki, better than mediocre and approaching pretty okay. Extracts of male goat. It's pretty okay. Hey, you know what? If they're allowed to import it, I assume it's safe for me. Maybe shouldn't, but I don't know that I'm going to finish it because it's not, like, it's pretty okay. I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think it's as good as the Sleeman Original Lager. That's like the default. I very much like Goat, who like doesn't have hands, but he's gonna rock it anyway with his knees. Is the goats with their backwards knees? I do like that guy. I think you need to build a beerometer board for the wall. Yeah, maybe. And I can make little labels that say like the Kozel blah 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 blobski, and I can put it on there on a, like those big thermometers that they make when they're doing charity fundraisers, and they like mark off where it is. Kozel is going to be above most of the other Mike's Never Had This Beer Befores. Yeah. But still not delicious. Like, this is absolutely not in the delicious category. Like the Smithwicks, which I like saying wrong because I think it's more fun that way. There's absolutely no Smithwicks, but I'll finish it. Yeah, I'll finish it. Send you a copy of the Complete Urine Drinker's Cocktail Guide. Why does that book exist? What? That shouldn't be a thing. Smittix, I told you I like it better as Smithwicks, and I like it even better as Smithwicks, knowing that it bothers some other people. Oh, I had that conversation with somebody today about like growing up on the prairies. I didn't know and still don't. I'm always still finding out the way that like maritime words are pronounced, because all I've ever done is read them in books. Well, especially when I first got here. And so once in a while something will come up and I will say something how I think it's pronounced because that's how I did it in my head when I read it in a book. But that's not how that's pronounced. Q-U-A-Y. Q-U-A-Y. For example, Q-U-A-Y. I don't know if you were just reading, if you've never heard this word said out loud, you've only ever read it. And then the first time you say it out loud in front of somebody, you say, what do you say? Say quay. I was talking about the plaza that my mom worked in at the time. It was called Georgia This. And I said, I have to go pick up my mom. I don't remember what it was. I was like, I have to go down to Georgia Quay to pick up my mom. To no end. People were making fun of me. What do you mean Georgia Quay? What? Depending on who you ask, it's key or K. So even they can't fucking agree. They know that quay is wrong. They can't agree on what it actually is. Most people around here say key. But, oh, maybe is this? I don't know why this is the first time I've ever thought about it. The Florida Keys? Are they all quays? Were they actually Florida quays? And now they're the Florida Keys? Anyway. Clark Quay, Boat Quay. Two very fun drinking areas in Singapore. To land or tie up at a key or similar structure. Key up. Okay. Q. Yeah, I know. Quui is another one. If you'd only ever read that and you don't know that it's pronounced Q, you would say Quui the first time you said it out loud. And people would be like, what the shit did you just say? You don't know things until you know them, okay? Can't just be expected to know how things are pronounced. I'm gonna finish my Kozel Velkapovsky, which is better than mediocre. And I think the first of the Mike's never had this beer before that I have finished in at least 3 weeks. Maybe 4. Mike, here's to New York. Capitalize the name of your state, my friend. Come on, have some pride. Towns for you, Mike. Ready? Okay, 1. Well, that's Schenectady. And 2. Valatie. Valady? Valady? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yep. Well, we all know that one from the movie, the terrible musical film with the girl that was dancing and she was like force feeding the children medicine, and there was Nazis, and that was a weird movie. Smoke and beer, and there was chimney sweeps. And she flew around with a fucking umbrella. Like, that was a weird movie. Like, when you really think about it, that was a weird ass movie. Oh wait, that was a different movie with Nazis. And they were singing in the hills, and the Von Trapp family. That was a different movie. Never mind. But there were in Mary Poppins. That was a weird movie too. There were chimney sweeps. They hired a stranger off the street to look after their children, who would sing joyous music about force feeding them medicine. And she flew around on a fucking umbrella. Like, that's weird. Oh, it's gonna be smoking hot. Oh, it's still, and the sun's coming in. Oh, hey, hon, I know we need a nanny for our children. How about this strange woman who just floated down out of the sky on a fucking umbrella? How about we invite her into our home? Oh, that sounds good, dear. Oh, okay. Is it okay if she force feeds the medicine to our children using sugar? Sure is. The Sound of Music. Right, with the singing family and the Nazis. It's another weird movie. Welcome to the show, anyone who is unfamiliar with how this goes. I don't know that we have any of those people anymore. Mikey B, what are you working on this week, my friend? I was talking to Mikey B the other day about how I got stoked that I was going to be able to do band practice on Monday because I was supposed to be going golfing, but now it's too hot to go golfing. So I was like, oh sweet, I can do band practice. Wait, if it's too hot to go golfing, it's too hot to do band practice because the sun on the garage. And so yeah, maybe I'll go get a guitar tonight. Hey, bye everybody. Have to laugh at Sound of Music. 16-year-old girl falls in love with a Nazi, then she's surprised he turns out to be a Nazi. I have some things to say that I'm not gonna say. Because this show is not about politics. But don't be surprised when people turn out the way they said they would. That's it. I'm starting to think Mary Poppins is actually about an alien abduction. She's the mothership coming down from the sky, and chimney sweeps are the ones cleaning out your waste tubes. I like that. I like that interpretation. Oh. Nope. Okay, you know what? I will. You know what? I am going to. I am just for a minute. I'm just going to say out loud. It's not even a political discussion at all. The us versus them attitude of people needs to stop. The blue versus, like, I'm blue, you're red, therefore I hate you. You're liberal, I'm a conservative, therefore we are in opposition to each other. All of that nonsense needs to stop. We need to acknowledge that we are all in this together and stop pitting each other against each other and start coming together to find solutions to our problems. And the systems that we have in place are not set up to make that easy. But that's what needs to happen. So stop. Please, please, please just stop. But your guy's worse. But when you have a bunch of shitty choices, but that guy's worse, that means that things are in a bad place, and we need to re-examine things in a very, very critical way. That might be all I have to say. Probably not, but that's where I'm going to leave it for now. But also, when people show you who they are, believe them. There we go. That's Mike's public service announcement. That it may or may not be all of the politics that I have to talk about, but just we need to figure it out, you guys. We need to start bringing each other up. I feel like it's gone too far in the USA. Left versus right is broken. Yeah, and middle, but we're all just we're being we're being pushed in either direction. It's like you either are with this team or this team. Like you can't be on both. Like you can't. You're either this team or this team. Shut up. I'm not either of those teams. Both of those teams are shit. I don't want to be on either of those teams. Why would I want to be on either of those teams? They're both garbage. And so that's what I'm talking about when I say that the systems that we've put in place are all broken. So we're voting for the least bad representative. Come on, that's shit. That tells you that things are in a bad place. When you're like, well, I hate this guy, but I hate this guy less. It's a South Park episode. Yeah, probably. Those guys are smart. Those guys are smarter than people give them than give them credit for. Matt Stone and Trey, whatever. Those guys are smarter than people give them credit for. Trey Parker, that's his name. Anyway, that was maybe it. But yeah, the last week with your guys's your presidential debate. I mean, our system in Canada is not good. We have more political parties than you guys do in the States. But it all ends up being the same. Like we vote differently and we have more options, but it's still like which one is the least shit. We don't even get to vote for our prime minister. Do you guys know that? My American friends, did you know that in Canada we don't vote for prime minister? Because you guys get to vote for your individual representatives from each little location, counties or whatever. But then you also get to vote for president, right? We don't get to vote for who's in charge. Super California surfer expert there's the ocean. Okay, welcome, Kapla. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Putin talked about once. He said he's met so many different presidents. They always come with the same people in the black suits. Yeah, I don't really want to get into it. I mean, my only messaging political wise is that we need to take care of each other. And we need to stop us versus them. We need to stop being pissed at people just for voting differently or having a different way of looking at the world. Because we're never gonna fix all the broken shit if we're just constantly fighting about whose terrible guy is worse. Because they're both shit. Anyway, maybe I'll go get a guitar. This would be a good time for me to shut up. I don't talk politics, Kapla says. I try not to, and I don't think it's a political discussion to say that we all need to care about each other and stop fighting amongst each other. You know, like that shouldn't be political. In Canada, we have red, blue, orange, and green. In the US, you have red, blue, or doesn't have a chance. When all of the options are bad, the system is broken, and we need to look at whatever it is that we can do to change it. Amen, brother. Let's take to the streets, but later because it's hot out. Yeah, I agree. I'll agree. We'll wait till Halloween. Nice, comfortable fall weather to take to the streets. We have red, blue, no chance since Leighton passed, and doesn't have a chance. Well, okay. If we want to get into it, we have red, blue, no chance because racism still exists, and Canada will never elect a brown guy in a turban, and a fourth party that sounds great on paper but has no clue how to operate or do anything like internally. I'm talking politics again. Let's not. You're right. Jack was a turning point in Canadian politics that Yep. He's just starting to congeal things a little bit positively. And somebody asked me one time on the show about the Canadian Mount Rushmore. I think Jack Layton would be. How many people are on Mount Rushmore? 5? That would be tough. But Jack would be like really, really high on my list of people to put up as important Canadians. Maybe not Tommy Douglas high, but we just need to get super rich, and then you can influence a change. Right. But herein lies the problem. You guys keep me going. Herein lies the problem. Once you get super rich, you tend to want to keep things the way they were that got you super rich. Okay, I'm beat and going to bed. All right, Paul, sorry, my friend. I didn't. My bad. See you next week. I try to not. Sometimes it happens. Let's get back to talking about other things. We're trying to, one of my resolutions is looking at the positive things in the world. I love political talk. I know you do. I know you do. All right. Nights, my friend. And honestly, I think, I don't know Paul super well personally, but based on what I know about him, he's kind of in my camp about how both sides are shit. Beer. Let's Catholic versus Protestant, Pinnell says. Yes. We should absolutely talk about that. Did the Holocaust really happen? Okay. Okay. My father was Irish Catholic. My mom was Irish Protestant. That was fun. Well, at least neither of them died in a car bomb. That's good. Oh shit. Can you imagine if one of them did and I just made that joke? Tim, please tell me that neither of your parents died in a car bomb. Fuck. Davies, that was fucking idiot. Why would you even say that out loud? Tim, please tell me that didn't happen. Only in my late 30s, when I was growing up, Catholic versus Protestant was all that mattered in my small town. I was lucky enough to, oh Jesus, really, are we gonna? I grew up in a small town that was really, really religiously diverse. So, like, as long, you guys, as long as there was some kind of Jesus involved in your situation, everything was good. So I grew up Presbyterian, but I went to Catholic events and the various different denominations of, everybody was pretty open to everybody else as long as somewhere there was a Jesus. It had nothing to do with my family. Wait, what? You know the song Sunday Bloody Sunday? Yes, I absolutely do. Okay, that's what. Good. That wasn't the only car bomb. All right, later, Kapla. My apologies again if anybody was uncomfortable with the discussion. I'm an equal opportunist. I land pretty squarely in the middle for most things. So. Isn't Irish car bomb a shot? It is. Yes, it is. I have dropped many Baileys into Guinnesses in my time. It's actually, I believe it's a half Jameson layered with Baileys dropped into a Guinness. When I was in grade 7, the school system switched from Catholic versus Protestant and anything else that wasn't Catholic to a consolidated school board where religion had nothing to do with anything. Magically, all of a sudden. It's not the discussion. It's being worn out from the heat and having to get some shut-eye. No, I get you. I'm surprised that I'm still awake, honestly. I was out in the sun, well, in the sunny-ish area at a campsite teaching outside in 90, what did we figure? 92-ish degrees today for most of the day. Later, my friend. A blacksmith is a Smithwick's and Guinness. We just like mix them together. That's called a blacksmith. I don't know why you would want that. I think just drink one or the other. At least when you're dropping a shot into something, it like makes it a new thing. If you're just like pouring two beers together, you're just like, I guess it makes it a new thing. Yeah, the Smithwick's is on top, Tim says. That's what you said, Tim. You said the Smithwick's is on top. Don't forget, if you're having a good time, click that thumb up button and etc. etc. Because I have to say it because I'm on YouTube. I'm not convinced that video did it. I was pretty excited when I did the thumbnail for the video that released today. I was like, I'm gonna get views on this. This one people are gonna click on for sure. I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed in that video after they click on it, which might hurt the channel, but whatever. Oh, pseudoscientist. New name. Beers at the end of a hot day with pals. What could be better? I agree. I'm drinking beer on the internet with my friends from all over the world. Welcome to the show. Pseudoscientist. I love the name. Where are you from? Where are you watching from? If you want me to try to remember your actual name and use it, I'm happy to try to do that. I'm pretty good. I know quite a few of my viewers by their name that doesn't match what their screen name is. Saskatchewan, Canada. You're going to have to be more specific, my friend. I spent my first 18 years in Saskatchewan, Canada. And I played hockey, so I know every town that has a rink. So there. I've been gone for longer than I was there, but I am very, very familiar was Saskatchewan. Pseudoscience, welcome to the channel. Mike does live videos every Saturday night at 8:45 Eastern time. And I do post videos in between. Not as often as I would like to, but random guy from Saskatchewan shows up. Now we're gonna have a talk about Saskatchewan and how shit that place is. Maybe it's different now. North of North Battleford. There's a lot north of North Battleford, my friend. North Battleford is almost the middle of the province. Where are you? I'm over on the west coast. I'm on Vancouver Island now. I learned how to ski just outside North Battleford, Saskatchewan, at a place called Tabor Mountain that I remember somehow. There's a ski hill just outside North Battleford, Saskatchewan called Tabor Mountain that I learned how to ski on. It was my first ever skiing lesson in, 1988, 89, something like that. Please say you were the #1 badminton player in the mid-90s in Saskatchewan. I wasn't. I was number 2 or 3. Shut up. First time here, I'm sure. All right. Well, this is sometimes what this show devolves into, is just me drinking and everybody else making fun of me. Oh, that was for him. Oh, you were hoping that he was that guy? No, that guy was from the #1 badminton player was out of Saskatoon. I don't know how long he's been north of North Battleford. People still played badminton. That was a game I played in the 70s. Yes, people still play fucking games that were played in the 70s, Tim. People still play chess. And people played it a long time before 1970s. Idiot. Beside a lake called Miota. All right, cool. Table Mountain, learned there too. Yeah, that a guy. Table Mountain, just I believe west of North Battleford. Next thing you know, you'll tell me people still play Parcheesi. I don't know if they do or not, but I'm willing to bet that there are people out there playing that. Maybe pseudoscientist, we may have met on the side of Table Mountain back in 1988. There been 2 T-bars, and an actual lift, if I remember correctly. There's a T-bar to the right and a T-bar to the left. There's maybe 9 runs altogether. The T-bar to the right, the main lift, and then a T-bar to the left that took you maybe 2/3 of the way up. There's a mountain in Saskatchewan? No. No, there are not. It's called Table Mountain, but the elevation it would not qualify. They're large hills that people have made into skiing acreages, I guess. And that's why everybody in Saskatchewan who learns how to ski in places like Table Mountain and Fort Capel and Cypress Hills, they learn there and then they go to the Rockies on ski trips. One of the big ones in Saskatchewan actually is built on a garbage dump. They just kept layering up garbage until it was big enough to coat over with grass and trees and then make it into a ski hill. Same as Nova Scotia and PEI. Yeah, so shut up. Oh, I'm gonna have myself another beer and an off-camera smoke. I'll here. How did you manage to get the name pseudoscientist without any numbers behind it or anything? Unless you spelled it wrong. No, damn. Pseudoscientist, the YouTube name? That's a fantastic name. I'm surprised you aren't like pseudoscientist 14893 or something. Hill down into a valley. Yeah, they're all on the side of river valleys in Saskatchewan. If there was when the glacier receded and then the valley cut out, there's a little bit of a thing that we can make a thing out of to go down. Anyway, what do you do, pseudoscientist? What is like, if you want to share, like, school teacher, engineer, full-time woodworker who comes here to laugh at goofball who doesn't know anything. Probably not full-time woodworker living in beside a small lake north of North Battleford, but IT guy. I get a lot of IT guys here on the channel that work remotely. Oh, speaking of that, our good friend Sean McGill is out here on Vancouver Island right now. He sent me a message today. It was like, I'm going to miss the show tonight, but I'm going to be popping by the Crow's Nest Artist Collective later this week when we come back up Highland. I was like, damn, dude. Yeah. So that'll be cool to finally meet him. All the way from Ottawa. He's moving to Victoria, though, so I'll probably see him a little bit more often. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen Tyler Peterson in probably 6 months, and he lives like a half an hour up the street. Got lucky no one else thought of it. That's really weird. But good for you. That's an awesome day. Maybe he's the number one badminton player checking up on the guy he beat 15-2 back in high school. I don't think I ever lost 15-2. Nope. No, I can relatively confidently say I never got beat that badly. When I was playing badminton at the high school level, maybe 7. There were some times where I got beat like 15-6, 15-7. Everybody has off days. Do a lot of research on a lot of topics. I tried some of them, and some actually work. I worked oil patch most of my life. Yeah, Saskatchewan did become oil country after I left. Now the oil patch is dead. I'm do odd jobs, nothing real yet. You'll get there, my friend. We all have to find our own identity in the world and find our own value for whatever that means for us. I'm 44, and I've gone through 2 what I would call full careers in completely different industries, looking for what it is that fulfills me and makes a difference to the world in a way that I want to be involved in. So we're all on a journey. I'm going to go have a quick urination beside my house, and I will be back, and then maybe I'll get a guitar. Good night, all. I got to go to rescue a 3-meter carpet snake from the dogs. Okay. Well, depending on how long that takes, we might still be here. But he still hasn't found what he's looking for. I don't know if we'll ever find it. But I haven't climbed the highest mountain. I haven't. Through the trees, only to be with you. These honey lips that burn like fire. Yes, I'm still running. Oh, we had some glitch. Did you climb the highest mountain in Saskatchewan? I think I did. I believe the highest mountain in Saskatchewan is in Cypress Hills in the southwest corner. And I have been to the top of that. I think it's called, oh, geez, Bald Butte? I don't know. Penel can fact check me. What's the highest mountain in Saskatchewan? With the highest elevation in Saskatchewan. that's funny. I believe there is. Oh, geez, we're glitching again. I believe mountain in Cypress Hills Provincial Park is called Bald Butte. That may be the highest elevation in Saskatchewan I've been to. So yes, I may have climbed the highest mountain in Saskatchewan in my youth, only to be with you. Nope, that wasn't why. Penel can't fact check me because he's on his phone in bed. Like a Ask wife to fact check me then. Like, where's she at? It's Mount Saskatchewan, Alberta. It's if it's in Alberta, it's not the highest point in Saskatchewan. That what? What's the highest mountain in Saskatchewan? Why do you have brackets Alberta? Cypress Hill. It's not called Cypress Hill. It's called Cypress Hills Provincial Park. 4,500 foot elevation. The highest point in Saskatchewan is in Alberta. Well, then it isn't, then, is it? I've been to the mountains in BC. Up in Chetwynd. Hey, sweet. Over the top. We can see one mountain over the top of the other. Yeah, British Columbia is much more attractive. Oh, it's attractive in a different way than Saskatchewan. I do miss the big, wide open skies of storm clouds in Saskatchewan with the fork lightning, and you can see the rain coming for minutes, and the sky full of shards of light going up. It's like there is something about Saskatchewan that is very, very, very attractive. It's a different kind of attractive. The highest point in Saskatchewan is 1,392 meters in Farmers Field in Cypress Hills. See? I fucking told you. And it's probably called Bald Butte. It's in the middle of a farmer's field in Saskatchewan in the Cypress Hills Provincial Park. Fuck, I'm smart. And I remember things. Cirrus Mountain. Nadia is here. Oh, I'm sorry. Have you been here for a bit and I missed you? Did you come in when I went for a smoke? Bald, yeah, I may have that wrong. That might just be like a nickname that was given to it, like in the 80s when I was in summer camps in Cypress Hills. Video quality is tanked. Well, It was never that good to begin with. You can't ask someone if their butte is bald in 2024. I never did. I was making reference to a mountain of my childhood. She's been here for a few minutes. We've all been ogling her while you were gone. You hear that, Nadia? You have fans. They were ogling you. Does that make you uncomfortable? Cirrus is taller than Cyprus. That's why I was asking for people to fact check. Because I thought I remembered the highest point in Saskatchewan being in Cypress Hills. And I used to go there every summer for summer camp. Came here for the mic, stayed for the Nadia. I agree. Sure, it's hard to ogle an avatar. Well, yeah, with that attitude. You could look her up on the internet and find pictures of her and then ogle her. That would be super creepy. Please don't do that. She's actually a good person who doesn't need that nonsense from you assholes. Okay? Oh, thanks, Mike. Yeah, no, it's like I clarified, right? Hopefully, that's not a thing. Just rewatch Mike's live from the crow's nest. Yeah, just scroll right to the end, and she like pops her head in to the side. She's like, "Okay, I'm here to pick him up. Bye, everybody." I do have a video coming up on the channel. Oh, who knows? We got a new laser down at the shop, and so we unboxed and set it up and recorded a bunch of that. And I think I'm going to do a sit down with Nadia about the laser and why that's the decision we made and what we like about it and what we don't after we've used it for a while. So that'll be coming up, I would say early fall. We'll give ourselves a few months to work with it and then put that out. And I'll let her get her hair did. She can get all new colors and whatever she wants to do before we This is getting weird. Let's go back to politics. Yes, let's go back to talking about politics. God, I wonder if he wonders why he doesn't have friends. Like, wait, that wasn't a painting mishap? It might have been the start of it. She got paint in her hair and she was like, oh, that looks pretty cool with the purple. No. Kids these days. I know, right? Them young whippersnappers with their colored hair and their joy of being alive. I'm seriously close to getting a guitar. I have lots of power left on my phone. Get off my lawn. Yeah. Back pain, having yuppie larvae. I know, right? Actually, Nadia has a little bit of physical pain. We all have physical pain. Shut up. We all have emotional pain as well, but which is just as important to take care of, by the way. But yeah, her youthfulness sometimes bothers me a little bit. But I compensate for that because her husband is older than me and we're friends. So I can make fun of his age, and it like makes me feel better about her being younger than me in a weird way. This stool needs to come over. There we go. It's just as hard to take care of. Not sure what that's in reference to. Mental health? Yeah, absolutely. Why does wood glue have to take so long to cure? Because of the way that it's formulated in order to get down into the fibers of the wood in order to fuse them together. That's science. What wood glue are you using? Because sometimes the numbers on the back of the bottle aren't exactly accurate. Tim says he's going to be back. What are you using and what are you doing? Because those are important questions. If you're tight, so hypothetically, I've got these two pieces of yellow cedar, and these are well-jointed pieces of yellow cedar that are going to seat nice and tight together. That glue joint, if it's not actually, but if hypothetically this was a nice tight glue joint that I was wood gluing, well, it's not bad. If I did a rub joint on these two pieces of yellow cedar and they were jointed nicely, I would be comfortable taking them off after an hour if I wasn't then going to stress that joint anymore. Type on original. It's not taking longer than it's supposed to, but that's still 24 hours. What are you gluing? Why are you... See, Todd has a good question. Wood glue on rock crawlers? Yeah. Are you using the wrong glue? Oh, you're crisscrossing the 2x2s. You making the lattice thing again? Do it. Put the glue up together at the end of the night and then clamp it and walk away until tomorrow. Don't put your glue up together at 8 o'clock at night and then stare at it. Do something else, my friend. Put it aside and play with your truck. Let it sit until tomorrow. And the Type on one is a longer setting glue, I think. Especially, did you talk to... You did talk to Zumkeller about the drum sander? too late for that now. Well, that's on you. Maybe ask for thoughts before you're in the middle of the thing. Idiot. Beer. You're the middle of the show. He starts asking about how to do a thing that he's already done. Take all these beautiful yellow cedar, put them over there. Add another line above my ground sprinklers. Every day, above ground sprinkler systems. Isn't that just a hose? Above ground sprinkler system. That's just like a sprinkler on a hose that you can just like whip around and put wherever you want. So how often do we have beers at night on YouTube? Every Saturday at about this time. I go 5:45 Pacific every Saturday. Sometimes not a lot recently, but sometimes we'll start with like making stuff or working towards making stuff, and then we'll do beers. But most of the time in Saskatchewan, I would say it's, well, depending, because Saskatchewan is fucking smart and they don't change their clocks. So unfortunately, sometimes they're on Manitoba and sometimes they're on Saskatchewan or on Alberta. But either 1 hour or 2 hours later than 5:45 on Saturdays. But Nadia, she's right. Nadia doesn't have beers because she's a huge pansy and refuses to drink. Because Nadia had a problem with drinking earlier in her life. It's not for me to talk about, but let's just say that Nadia should probably not drink alcohol because of her history with it. That's so bad. I should not do that. Nadia is allergic to alcohol, so she doesn't drink alcohol. And there's no judgment if you want to come and hang out and not drink. There's none of that. You're like, you do you. One tequila, two tequila, three tequila, four. Oh, last time I tequilaed. I haven't tequilaed for a long, probably since college. It would have been about 2002 or 3 since I tequilaed in college. One tequila die. I don't know. I don't think you're. I don't know. I don't have your medical records, but I don't think you're that allergic to alcohol. But maybe she is, because she has a problem with it, like the fumes of alcohol in the air. Like it is actually disruptive to her. I shouldn't drink, so I rarely do. But smoke? Question mark. You do you. My buddy Mikey B is a pretty prolific smoker. Nadia maybe smokes. No judgment. I'm not going to judge anybody that brings in anything into themselves that they think is of benefit to them unless it makes them a worse person to the rest of the world. If you get what I'm saying. I have known heroin addicts that have been perfectly lovely people that haven't negatively impacted the people around them. They ended up negatively impacting the people around them. But what I'm getting at is that there's no judgment from me about whatever it is you want to put into your system or not put into your system, as long as it doesn't negatively impact the rest of the world. And you're allowed to work there. Yeah, she does. Once in a while, she does say, like, I have to back off from your fumes. It's rare, but it does happen. Work where? Nadia is my employer. She owns the business that I work at. The Crow's Nest Artist Collective. It's the Crow's Nest, thecrowsnestgallery.com. Is an artist collective here in Campbell River where I teach and work, and Nadia owns, and we do amazing things for our community. And she is the owner of said establishment and employs me to be awesome, basically. And damn, was I awesome today, I gotta say. Mike's morning after a Rona often gives me headaches. Often, I think, is an exaggeration, but I understand. Still, even if he's had one drink, it's true. Which is it's still a little bit strange to me that, because your husband drinks like relatively frequently. But this episode is sponsored by paint. Without paint, the world would be colorless. It would be a lot more colorless. Nature is still the world's paint. But yeah, without paint, we couldn't express ourselves properly with art, I don't think. I've got crappy internet connection sometimes. I can't tell if it's his connection or mine. It's probably both. I don't have crappy internet connection, but I do have only so many lines that can go into the house. And if child is on 2 of them and wife is on 2 of them, if he's playing Minecraft and watching YouTube and she's watching TikTok and Netflix and, you know, just roll it. He drinks way more water than you. Okay. So maybe that's the answer. While I'm drinking, I need to drink more water. Your pseudoscientist loves color. I also love color. My artistic, I don't even know how to say it. I've gone through a long-term phase of all of my art being all about just splashing the color down and just making the color do what it do. Well, here's one. I could blow the dust off it. Hold on. This is a piece that I've started and I'm working on that I don't know what it is that I'm gonna do with it, but that's where I've started and the energy that it is feeling like right now. Just happens to be out in the shop. You should deck out the studio. It's like a color vomit, but in a good way. That's there you go. It's the best sense of color vomit. Do up my shoe because my shoelace came untied. Yeah, we're all about there's nothing wrong with black and white and sepia. There's something about color that is brings the world alive. Can I get a link? No, unfortunately, you can't get a link because Chris Pinnell, my only moderator who can put links in, has gone to sleep. thecrowsnestgallery.com is the name of the shop. You can also hit any of the links down in the description of this video. Don't go now because you'll leave the video. But any of the links in all of my videos will take you to my social media pages, which will then also link back to that. Yeah, definitely. Tim says, don't come here to learn, though. Yeah, this is not an educational channel. we don't come here to learn. Sometimes we do learn, but just don't make that your goal when you come here. Now I just want to listen to you too. That's a good band. They're maybe the biggest band in the world for a while. Joshua Tree was maybe top, I was going to say top 10. Top 20 albums of all time, I think. Maybe 10. It's in the low teens. If it's not in the top 10, it's in the low teens. Crow's Nest Gallery is the website. crowsnestgallery.com. If you go to Facebook, it's the Crow's Nest Artist Collective. Business card? Can I just do? That's not us. Just Google Campbell River Art Store. Will probably be the top result. I'm looking forward to sorry, Matt coming by later this week. That'll be fun. I don't know what day he's coming, but he's going to message me. And if I'm not working that day, I'll just come down and meet him. Might go get a guitar. How we doing for power? Oh, 55%. Maybe. I don't know. Sorry, not Matt. Settle down. Not Matt Fearsome. I actually haven't seen Matt Fearsome for a while. Smoke/beer. There we go. Now the sun is finally down behind the house. I can probably leave the door open now because it's not going to keep building up, smoking hot. Time for bed. Yeah, I don't blame you. Mike's starting to think about guitar. I get it. Because it's just going to be garbage. But what's gloss, semi-gloss? What's the question? I don't like gloss necessarily. I'd semi-gloss to satin, if that's what the actual question is, Tim. But it probably isn't, because you're probably just being a dick about something. Somewhere between satin and semi-gloss is my preference. I'm going to pretend like that's what Tim was asking. Oh. It was a long, hot, busy day for me, my friends. Time for bed. All right. Later, man. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you coming back every week. Even if this is how things go. You know that we're good, right? Todd said Matt, and I said gloss. And I said whoop, and you said whoop. Say hey, ho, hey, ho. What kind of oil wax finish do you want? Not Odie's. Oh. I think even if my entire audience is going to sleep, I might go grab a guitar and just play to nobody for the last hour that my phone has power for. I feel like I kind of want it. I'm having an internal struggle though. I don't like not being good at things. I don't know why that was so hard to say. I don't like mediocrity in myself. I don't think anybody likes mediocrity in themselves. But I also, at the same time, I recognize that, as with the beer review earlier, mediocrity is better than shit. And better than shit is sometimes pretty okay. You know what I mean? But it bothers me. Like, I've had a lot of broken dreams, or not broken dreams, but like, we all have. I'm sure we all have, where we thought that something was possible and never panned out. We all wanted to be something, or thought we might be something one day. We just weren't good enough to do that. And we moved on from that. And I've had so many of those that sometimes I look at the number of those things and get pretty dejected. I didn't become a professional hockey player. I didn't become a professional golfer. I never had a music career. I didn't become a professional artist. I did, for a while, become a professional writer to a certain extent. Just a lot of I don't know. Perfectionist. I had lowered my standees in some things, like weeding. 80 and 90 rule to just get things done. I never really picked a thing, just went with whatever worked, assuming I'd eventually decide. Yeah, right? And we go through our life and just like, and look back on it going like, but what if? But that's not healthy. It's not healthy to look back and go like, but what if? You know? I feel like if you really wanted those things, you would have pursued. Well, but not if it's realistic at the time for living inside and eating food. You know, like it's a matter of like, sure, if I would have had the resources to not have to do this in order to live inside and eat food, I would have put them towards that other thing. But that's not the reality of the world we live in. If I had a trust fund and I could just do whatever I want, then I would have fully pursued all of my passions all the way along. But I had to live inside and eat food and secure the home for the family and work. But I'm trying. Can't relate to someone who says they have no regrets. Anyone who says they have no regrets is lying or extremely privileged. in terms of like they don't actually have a good grasp on what the world is all about. I have a no, that's not right. That's not true. That's not true. I disagree with myself. I try not to have regrets because every decision that I've made along the way has been the best decision that I have made that I could have made at the time. And to regret any of those decisions, who knows? If I would have made a different decision, who knows where things would have ended up. It's the butterfly flaps its wings in Africa situation. Uh, I don't I I don't regret any of the decisions I've made, even if some of them were not good at the time, because they have brought me to where I am right now. Bye, wife. She'll come back, probably. Are there decisions that I think would have been better made differently? Yes. Do I regret them? No. I was thinking about that the other day, actually. An old college um, one of my university instructors and college mentors, I would say, in art died 6 months ago, maybe? I don't know. Um, and just the other day, I was thinking about him and going like, what if he did not believe in me as much as he did? How much would my life have changed since then? And I would not have a son. When you look at things in terms of the exponential results or the paths that could have been taken, if he didn't support me in my art right then, I wouldn't have gone on the path that I went on. I wouldn't have found my love for history. I wouldn't have found my love for writing about history. I wouldn't have found my love for writing. I wouldn't have found my journalism career. I wouldn't have found the woman I had a child with. That child wouldn't exist. I disagree that making your dreams come true requires having a trust fund. A lot of people work hard for their dreams and do what it takes to make it a reality. Sometimes the obstacle is you. Yeah, no, absolutely. I didn't mean, I was talking, like trust fund, I was using as a, it would be easy if. You know what I mean? Like you can absolutely make your dreams come true, and if that's your focus and your laser point. But when you have like, I want to do any of these 6 things that I love, I'm saying the trust fund would be the way to ensure that you can make your dreams come true. Not that that's the only way you can. Once you understand the system, nepotism, you know certain people. Yeah, connections are a huge deal. Yeah. And that's another thing that has happened throughout my life is I've gotten really good at meeting and interacting and interconnecting with people in various ways. So, but None of them have been in the music industry, and I haven't put focus into being a musician. But hearkening back to the earlier conversation about if you have the umbrella funds to not have to work and live inside and eat food. Nadia, you know as well as anybody else. Like you take jobs at Walmart and Tim Hortons and whoever to just keep living inside and eating food while you're working towards that singular goal. But if that's not a singular goal, it's like one of these five. That's a lot harder to do. And when your parents think that's nonsense, all of those five are nonsense. That's problems. I'm extremely proud of you, my friend, for building what you've built, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Oh, I'm not even sure I really even know what I'm debating anymore. Pseudoscientist, would you like to tell me what your actual name is? Like even a first name, so that I don't have to always call you pseudoscientist. Thinks game changer. No one started a new company. My uncle started a new construction, hotels, bodies. We're all on our own journey through the world. There's no. I try really, really, really hard not to be judgy about where people have come from or where they've gotten to or anything like that. If you're not a dick and you support the people around you and people hopefully that are struggling as well, you're good with me. And honestly, like, I'm sitting here getting drunk in my shop on the internet with whoever happens by. Some of the regulars, some of them aren't. But is this really what I wanted to be doing right now? Yes. Yes, it is. Is this beneficial monetarily for me? No. No, it is not. Is what is beneficial monetarily a high priority for me? No, it isn't. We can't just live our lives looking at what is making us the most money. That's a shit way to go through the world, and that's part of the problem. It's part of why our entire society is in the situation it's in. It's because too many people are constantly worried about what makes them the most money instead of what makes the world a better place. And I will always pick what makes the world a better place over what makes me more money. as long as I always have enough money to live inside and eat food. All right. Later, Maggie B. It's just gonna be me and new guy in Saskatchewan jamming on the guitar in a little bit. Maybe Nadia. Doesn't matter. New guy has a name. Well, he doesn't though. He hasn't given it to me. Stuart! Hey! Stuart, pseudoscientist. Okay, let me make a connection. Pseudoscience Stuart. Pseudoscience Stuart the pseudoscientist. Okay, do you prefer Stuart as opposed to Stu? Because this is going to take some work. Stuart, pseudoscientist Stuart. From, can I just say you're from North Battleford just because that'll connect? Pseudoscientist Stuart from North Battleford, Tabor Mountain. Stuart the pseudoscientist from Tabor Mountain, North Battleford, Saskatchewan. I can't guarantee that this is going to be a 1 week remembering, but it shouldn't take long. Pseudoscientist Stuart, the pseudoscientist from Tabor Mountain, North Battleford. If I just say these things enough times, they will register. Pseudoscientist. Oh, I like that. Pseudoscientist. Stuart, the pseudoscientist from North Battleford, Tabor Mountain, where we both learned to ski in the 80s. Okay, maybe. Pseudoscientist. Pseudo. Maybe. That's not the racetrack. All right, I like that. Pseudoscientist Stuart from North Battleford. Table Mountain. Okay. That'll help me actually like frame where I know you from. Worked all over. Yeah, I suck at names. Yeah, and that's why I have to like try to, because a lot of people come in and go. Like it doesn't look like this is a huge show, but a lot of people come in and out, and I like to give them. I like to appreciate that they're a person, you know. Because somebody called like Table Mountain Homestead or something. It's like, oh, that's Keith. You know, like I want to know them as people as opposed to a fake name on the internet. Stuart from just north of North Battleford, who hasn't found his calling yet, but he's getting there. There we go. We'll see if that sticks. You're always welcome here, my friend. It's a weird place, but we try to be supportive. I don't know. Feels like nobody's around, so we'll shut her down for the night. I was gonna go get a guitar. I might still do that and just play by myself out here in the shop. I just remember what it felt like once in a while to like feel good about not judged. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. I think I'll shut this one down and I'll go get a guitar and I'll just play by myself with no pressure at all. Not trying to impress anybody. Not like I'm ever trying to impress anybody, but I think let's call it. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. For the few of you that are still here, we'll see you next week if you feel like coming by. Sorry this week went a little bit weird, but also no, I'm not. Bye for now. Nice to meet you, my new friend Stuart from just north of North Battleford.